Love. I'll be going live today with Larissa Mae to talk about a little bit about her journey. And she's a fruit-based chef and diet and mindset coach. I met her at my LA Raw Food Meetup here in Los Angeles. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about the plant-based bundles. So stay tuned while I get her on.
Hi.
Hi, I just realized I'm too close, or maybe I gotta lift this up a little bit. There we go. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How is it in beautiful Orange County?
It's great. It's a little bit gloomy today, but it's still nice as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you? How is it over in
Um,
LA?
it's a beautiful day. I can't complain.
Nice.
Yeah. So excited to have you on and to talk to you. This is my first plant-based bundle, so I'm very excited to be a part of it. And have you done this before?
It's also my first time being a part of the plant-based bundle, so super fun.
Yay, that's awesome. Okay, so I just briefly introduced you, said that you're a fruit-based chef and a diet and mindset coach. Do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit more in depth? And
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, so I've been on my plant-based journey for 9 years now, and I've been eating, yeah, like 80 to 90% fruit for the past 9 years. Thriving. I healed a bunch of health problems. I was previously diagnosed with insulin resistance slash prediabetes when I was around the age of 16, and I had high cholesterol and PCOS and a bunch of inflammatory issues that I never at the time thought of even the possibility of reversing my health problems. But then, my health journey took me to this realization that I can actually reverse my health problems. And I did just that 9 years ago. And now I've been thriving and loving life ever since.
I love that. I love that. And when did you, so you said 9 years you've been plant-based, and did you transition to like a gourmet raw food diet before going fruitarian? Like, how did that transition go?
Yeah, so I learned about raw veganism like pretty early on into my plant-based journey within the first like couple weeks because I was just trying to educate myself and learn how to eat properly. And I was coming from a paleo diet before that because I had sort of a transition on my health journey. At first, I went gluten-free, then I went paleo for a few years, and then I heard about veganism and how so many people are healing and reversing health problems. And so very early on into going vegan, I found the raw vegan lifestyle and sort of the fruitarian path. I didn't really do too much gourmet raw. Here in California, there's a lot of great raw vegan restaurants to eat at, so I do indulge from time to time. And I did do a little bit of, making dehydrator recipes and stuff like that in the beginning of my journey. But for the most part, my diet has always been fruit based the whole time I've been vegan, and I've always eaten fruit for breakfast and for lunch, and then for dinner is where I'll have like a salad or maybe raw vegan sushi or maybe a little cooked food from time to time. But I love just sticking to the simplicity of just fruits and salads. That's my go-to.
So did it come easy to you transitioning to plant-based and then even to raw, or did you come up like have any struggles like with, social aspect or friends or family or work or like, while you were changing your life basically?
Well, the diet part was super easy. I went vegan overnight and I never felt better. Within a couple of days, I felt a huge difference physically and mentally and emotionally. So, you know, I didn't have a problem transitioning with the diet side, but yeah, definitely socially and, with friends and family, like my life went through a huge detoxification. I left a very toxic relationship only 2 weeks into being plant-based. I finally had this empowerment and self-love for the first time. So, I was with this guy for 3.5 years, and it was just a very, very toxic and abusive relationship that I was finally empowered enough to leave. And so that was a really good thing that changed in my life. And losing certain friends, like just people that didn't like respect me and love me for me, and sort of felt like, I guess, insecure about their own lifestyle choices. When you're plant-based, it's really easy to naturally just make other people feel bad without you even doing anything. You just living your life.
You're just glowing and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it brings a lot of people's insecurities out. So I did,
Yeah.
I went through a process of my life detoxifying a lot of just lower vibrational relationships. So it was challenging at first, and especially like being around family, holidays, and stuff like that. But I've really just grown into who I am as a woman now, and just, people know, my standards. I have high standards, and that's just become a part of who I am. And I feel like the most challenging part for me was in 2020 during COVID, when there was a lot of social aspects going on beyond just being vegan, like just these divides that were trying to be created socially. And it just, wow, a lot of things shifted in my life during that time, but I couldn't be more grateful for, all the ups and downs on my journey. It's been amazing.
Yeah. So besides having like, the health benefits, helping, you had the health issues and you said you cured all of that. Noticed any other benefits that have happened in either like mentally, physically, spiritually, or just in your life or relationships in general?
Yeah, everything. Everything is up leveled because when you put the high vibrational food into your body, you become more high vibrational. Your life becomes more high vibrational. And sometimes that means that, you have to learn to let go of what no longer serves you, and it can be painful, but through that you grow so much. And I feel like it's almost impossible to not have a spiritual awakening when you're on a fruit-based lifestyle, because fruit is just like, it's so high vibrational, and it cleanses and detoxifies and purifies the body so much that you can't help but allow that to help to happen on every layer of your life. So, everything is going to shift in your life when you're really dedicated to this lifestyle long term. And not only was I reversing physical health problems, but also a past of depression, anxiety, and just a lot of negative patterns. And I'm still learning and growing every day, and that's become my new lifestyle, is this lifestyle of constant self-evolution and self-development rather than being stagnant. So everything is so much better relationships, more love for myself, for life, and for everybody, really.
And you met your boyfriend now.
Yes,
too.
exactly.
I manifested my soulmate Daniel after my journey with cleaning up my diet and my mind and my spirit, and it's just everything in my life shifted as well. So I feel like when your body and your energy is cleaner, you manifest things. Well, you're always manifesting, but you're manifesting from a different place.
Yeah, it's more of a conscious like decision rather than, just kind of blindly going through life like unconsciously, because you awaken consciously. Like your pineal gland, gets more purified, more cleansed, more activated with all the electricity in your body. All of the biophotons, like we are electrical beings. So when we eat these electrical foods, our whole electrical system in our body, all the chakras, are awakened, and we can't help but be more aware, more conscious, and it's amazing.
It just really goes to show you how what we eat affects our quality of life. I was just saying this on a call yesterday, like you're going to have an entirely different experience of life because what you eat, like if you're eating really clean, it's like you are experiencing direct reality. But if you're not, you're experiencing life through a filter.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the thing with relationships for me is like now, like I'm in a relationship with my husband, and I'd never had a relationship like this before. It's just pure unconditional love, and it's so beautiful, and it's like divine, and it's like it just feels like the fairy tale,
you know? Like I mean, it's not perfect, but when it's good, it's like amazing. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and after 8 years of being with somebody and just like working through all those barriers and those blocks, you just like allow love to just flow naturally. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay, so let's talk about your book in the bundle. Let me find it. Hold on. Okay, so you have a recipe book in here, and these are, hold on, let me go back here. Let me see. These are fruit-based, oil-free, salt-free recipes, and you've got juices, you've got, um, let me see, you've got some savory dinners, some desserts, treats. Did you come up with all these recipes on your own?
Yes, yeah. They're just basically like a compilation of my go-to recipes that are the most simple. Like you don't need any fancy equipment or fancy ingredients. I like simplicity the most, and I have this talent of making really simple, really healthy food taste amazing. I actually used to be a classically trained chef. I mean, I guess I still am, but I used to work
Wow.
in the food industry. Like I used to manage restaurants, and this was all before I was vegan. So I've always been obsessed with food and recipes and making delicious things. So to now be able to do that with simple ingredients and really like I really like to invest in the highest quality ingredients and then let the fruits and vegetables shine with, just very minimal kind of recipes that are really great for beginners, especially on this lifestyle. Recipes that are going to make you feel your best and not be too heavy, like a lot of the gourmet raw vegan stuff. Yeah, so it's what I always recommend to like my clients and the people I coach because I want people to feel really good from the beginning when they're new to this lifestyle, and I don't want them to feel overwhelmed with these really difficult recipes that take multiple days to make. Like, no, it's just a few maybe like 15 minutes in the kitchen to whip up like a delicious dinner or maybe 5 minutes blending up a smoothie, like no big deal.
Right,
It's just
right.
that's how I eat every day, and so
And
that's
that's
what
important because I think that kind of prevents people from getting excited about it sometimes is when they see the amount of time and work that has to go into something raw, if it's very ingredient heavy or like you said, taking a lot of time in the dehydrator, a lot of prep, it could deter somebody away. So, having these simple recipes that are not going to take, 17 hours to create is really helpful, especially when people are transitioning. And I love that they're so simple, and I love that they're oil-free and salt-free because I feel like when you're transitioning, when you're dealing with food addiction, oil and salt are just, it's so hard if you're still eating those things, thinking that you're going to break your addiction to you know, these other foods.
yeah.
So,
Some of the savory ones do have like coconut aminos, which has some salt, and there might be a little salt here and there in some of them, but most of them, especially the breakfast and lunches, are all like fruit-based recipes, so super clean. And yeah, like you never need to cook with oil. Like even cooking, but raw food even
mm,
more so. You do not need oil, and that was one of the things I learned along my journey of reversing prediabetes is taking the oil out of our diets is one of the best
wow.
do, especially if we're going to eat a lot of fruit. Because if you eat too much oil or if you have too much saturated fat in your diet, from animal products, processed foods, oils, that's really what prevents your body from being able to metabolize sugar efficiently, even from fruit. So,
Hmm.
oil is a huge, huge no no in my lifestyle. And because I don't use it at home, I don't mind, if I eat out at a restaurant, it's all good. Like, I'm not going to make
Right.
it
It's
perfect.
so hard. I don't think you can eat out in a restaurant without eating oil.
Yeah, it's tough. So, I try to live my life as stress-free as possible because stress is just as unhealthy as eating a little bit of food that's not the best
It
for you.
is. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, like, eating out, I don't stress about it, but at home, oil-free always is the way to go.
Yeah. And I know you do detox. Do you do juice cleanses as well, or you just use like herbs? And I know you detox, right?
Yeah, I do a juice cleanse maybe once to twice a year, and with that, I usually do a parasite cleanse maybe 1 to 3 times a year. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you feel like really good after doing that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, someone said even uncooked coconut oil, and I want to just address that coconut oil is actually one of the worst oils because it's the highest in saturated fat compared to olive oil, avocado oil. So yes, even uncooked coconut oil because it is loaded with saturated fat, and that really just it thickens your bloodstream, and it can also, similar to animal products, it can lead to atherosclerosis and clog our arteries. So I would really if any oil, olive oil is one of the better ones, but you
That's
really
important to make that distinction because I feel like a lot of gourmet raw recipes use a lot of coconut oil.
yeah. And
Like
when I
like the,
eat
like
them,
the thick coconut butter, coconut oil, like they use a
yeah,
lot of those ingredients. Yeah.
I always feel so lethargic when I eat those kind of things, and I notice the difference in my insulin response. Like when I do have, a lot of these desserts that have maybe dates, like sugar and these oils together, that's really a bad combination because
Right.
that's what slows down your body's ability to metabolize the sugar. And then the next day when I have my fruit too, I don't feel as energized the way fruit normally makes me feel. So when you cleanse
Right.
out your body from avoiding the oils for a period of time, then when you eat fruit, you just instantly have energy and you don't have to worry about blood sugar problems.
And that's important too, because if you're transitioning to a raw diet and you're not feeling well, you're going to think that, well, this diet isn't working for me. I'm not feeling well. I'm like getting worse. And you might mistake it for like these detox symptoms when it could just be, the food combination or the ingredients that you're using, or it could be the oil or the salt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so this same person asked, so I don't eat coconut. I do eat coconut. See, that's the thing. Fats are good for us. We don't need a lot of fat, but we need a small amount of healthy fats from whole foods. That's the thing. People don't realize that oils are a processed food. You're
Right.
stripping out the fiber, and with that strips out a lot of the nutrients. And as healthy people, we want to stick to whole foods. We don't want anything processed. Once you process out the oil from something, whether it's olive, coconut, avocado, it is no longer a whole food, and it is now 100% calories from fat, which our body does not like recognize that as a food because nothing in nature is 100% calories from fat. So it's really taxing on our body. So I do eat coconut. I don't eat a lot of coconut. For healthy fats, I like to go more towards hemp seeds, chia seeds, tahini, walnuts, pumpkin seeds. Those are the ones that I'm more drawn to, and of course avocado as well.
What would you say would be a better choice? Like, would you say it's better, like, to do a cooked whole food plant-based diet that's oil-free or a raw vegan diet that's heavy with oil? Like a
I
blend.
always go like so if I'm eating out at a restaurant and all
Yeah,
they have is maybe a really oily like raw salad, or maybe the other option is a whole food plant-based bowl that's maybe like oil free with steamed brown rice, steamed veggies, avocado and quinoa. I'll go for the cooked one because
right.
I would rather have a high carb, low fat plant-based meal, even cooked, rather than a very oily, very clogging. It's gonna make me feel more lethargic. So,
Mm-hmm.
because for me,
Mm-hmm.
my priority is always insulin sensitivity, and
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed the difference. It's I'm very very sensitive, so I always feel the difference. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's
That's
definitely what I would do.
that's good. That's good to let people know that because if people are trying to stay 100% raw, like over anything else, but the choice, like you said, like you have two options, and like the whole food plant-based cooked option might be better for you. Like it's okay.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. I definitely like to weigh out the pros and cons when I'm in those situations. And I'm not, like a stickler about being 100% raw. It's just that most days that's what I choose because it makes me feel my best. But yeah,
right, right, right.
I do know what is going to make me feel my best in those situations when I have these options to choose from.
Yeah. And I think the important thing is to just be aware of how you feel after you eat, like just really being mindful with it and noticing all those little subtle changes and energy dips and everything that happens after you eat something, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Okay, well, I also have a book, just letting everybody know in the not raw food, the plant-based bundle. I have 2 books. I have Diary of a Recovering Food Addict, and I also have my Ageless Beauty Method. And this plant-based bundle, it's going on until the 12th.
Yep.
And there's like 95 books, over 95 books and courses included. Jillian Berry's in there, Raw Food Romance. There's, I can't think of anybody off the top
Chris
of my head.
Kendall from The Raw Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many amazing creators, people that I've been following their recipes from the beginning of my journey. So it's amazing to be a part of this, and it's really the best deal you can possibly get to get, close to 100 ebooks, courses, all these resources for only $50. It's almost $3,000 worth of content.
Right. It's amazing. And it's not just recipes. There's cooked plant-based, there's oil-free option recipes, there's raw vegan recipes, there's fitness stuff, there's breath work, there's mindfulness, there's food addiction support. So it really is, a full support system for anybody trying to transition or just staying on the plant-based journey, or somebody even wanting to transition to raw. So there's a little bit of something for everyone.
Definitely. Yeah, do you have it linked in your bio?
Well, you can go to either one of our bios and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So check the links in either of the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is it? We're on the 9th. There's only 3 days left, so get it now before it's gone. Because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. Such a good deal too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. And this is the first Instagram Live we've ever done together. So yeah. And well, I guess hopefully I'll see you around in person. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you around in person one day.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely have to get together soon, or I'm sure maybe run into each other at a local event, because it's always fun. Raw vegan gatherings happening in California. I love it. I love the community.
I know. I have not been super social this past year and a half, but I need to start being more social. So I'm gonna make a better point to get out there and talk to people in person. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.